JGB. JGB. JGB.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fucking asshole. They just grabbed one person, one woman. Let NLT know. They just kidnapped one individual out here on the street. They just forced him into a car. It was intentional. They grabbed the person, threw them on the ground, forced them onto the ground. The NYPD forcibly grabbed, abducted an individual. Come on, car. And if it wasn't NYPD, it was federal. They're using pepper spray right now on all the people. They just kidnapped an individual, a woman here. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Don't you know! Don't tell me where the fuck to go! No! Don't tell me where the fuck to go! You've got your fucking space! Don't even fucking try it! Currently, they've kidnapped an individual off the streets in a gray vehicle. The gray vehicle pulled up. They need NLG on the side. They need legal observers. They need support. Currently, we're at 2nd Avenue and East 25th right now. They need support out here. Share this out. Share it also to de Blasio's office, City Council. I want them to know what the fuck is happening here. They just kidnapped an individual off the street. Currently, they just kidnapped a protester off the street. They were walking down, a gray van pulled up, threw the person, the woman, to the ground, dragged her forcibly into the vehicle. They were specifically targeting the individual that they went after. This is the scene currently at 2nd Avenue and East 25th. That's the excuse that the NYPD just used. Currently, the officer here on my left on the end has a can of pepper spray out, as well as other officers during the process of assaulting the protesters who were trying to defend the person that was forcibly abducted. You have a line of cops coming in from the far side at this moment. If this stream goes down, it means I was arrested. Let NLG know. Let the bail fund, let people know. So this is the scene currently. This has been a peaceful protest up until this moment when the NYPD forcibly abducted an individual. It's either NYPD or it's another agency that did it, but NYPD was complicit in their abduction, period. Everything was peaceful. The group had just started. And this is what NYPD escalated the situation intentionally. They abducted a woman, threw her into a gray van, and drove off. And at that point, NYPD moved in with all of these officers. And currently they're using pepper spray other items. They're increasing their presence out here. Again, push it out. NYPD abducted a woman. They forcibly threw her into a gray vehicle and drove off with her. And if you look at the beginning of this stream, right at the beginning of this, you'll see where they had her in the vehicle, as well as the license plate of the vehicle. She wasn't doing anything. She was marching down. They had just turned the corner, and they specifically targeted her and grabbed her. That's why all this shit happened. As soon as they grabbed her, threw her to the ground, and dragged her into the car, and it was an unmarked. That's it. It wasn't like, it's not like they didn't do handcuffs. They actually went ahead, grabbed her, threw her to the ground, and then just pulled her in. Currently, they have a long wall of police moving forward up here. And yeah, NYPD telling me to fucking move when that shit's going on. That shit ain't happening. They forcibly threw her onto the ground, and it was unmarked gray.
And I saw it. I'm like, what are they doing?
So, I mean, they just turned the corner.
Out of nowhere, I just saw a march coming, and I'm thinking, okay, great. And out of nowhere, they stopped, they grabbed her, put her on the floor, and just took her in.
Yeah, and that was, they targeted her. They specifically targeted her for that.
That's insane.
What happened was the march just left. They just turned the corner. 2 minutes. A gray van pulled up, grabbed the young woman, threw her to the ground, forcibly dragged her in there. Unmarked gray vehicle, no uniforms on the people. That's what started this whole thing. No reason for it. Didn't have handcuffs on it. They just dragged her and threw her in there. Basically, it's like Portland.
They just took her.
And NYPD, of course, is going to protect them, so there has to be some connection between the two.
That's some bullshit right there.
It is. And the license, I did stream the license plate, so,
Good.
you know.
They all cover each other up.
I think I got the license plate on camera too. Because she literally was thrown down. But my thing is that the people that came up the van didn't have no uniform.
Nope.
They even knew they was cops. Like everybody thought she was just getting like kidnapped or something.
Yep.
That's why everybody wilded out like that.
And in reality, you don't know who, if it's NYPD or like the ones from Portland.
Yeah. Correct. You don't know. And that's why I think everybody wild. They went to try to save her because nobody had no police.
Yeah. But I mean, everything's been peaceful all this time with the march.
They just keep fucking up everything. They fuck up
They should not have
everything.
done that shit. That's what I
No.
just try to say right now. We're not gonna get no real token violence.
Nah, y'all niggas pussy. I hate
because
females.
at the same time we gotta be all on the same team. If we're gonna get
Yep.
some kind of help, we need to talk a little bit more.
Now when somebody's getting kidnapped like that,
I mean, at that, we do have to defend, you know.
For sure. No, for sure. For sure. I agree.
I mean, they were telling me to get, I'm just like, hey, I ain't going where the fuck you tell me. It's like,
why? Because you got a fucking badge and a gun? Like,
not in this situation.
just kidnapped
No.
a girl out of nowhere from March.
Let me see what's going on up here. Okay, guys. So basically, some unknown group actually kidnapped a young woman off of the streets here, and NYPD assisted in the kidnapping. That officer laughing over there with the smirk on his face, sticking his tongue out, probably would be the first one to go ahead and rape a young woman if he kidnapped her. And his partners there would probably just stand on the side and do nothing. So have the fucking smirk on your face. They basically grabbed her, threw her to the ground. This had been a peaceful march 100% until an unmarked gray vehicle decided to zoom up, grab the young woman, throw her to the ground violently, then violently force her into an unmarked van with individuals with no uniform on. You see the cops laughing over there? They're the same ones that have so many complaints against them. Of course you uphold the law, that's why you're laughing. What if that was your mother or your sister or your daughter? Would you give a fuck then? So basically, all of these officers are complicit in a kidnapping. And I'll tell you point blank, it was specifically targeted at the individual that was kidnapped. And if it wasn't NYPD, it's the same assholes that have been going around in Portland grabbing people. You see the officers with the smirk, they don't give a shit if Trump sent secret police in here. If they weren't in fucking uniform, they'd probably get arrested or targeted themselves. So all of them laughing over here, thinking it's no big fucking deal, or maybe they're getting the jollies off of, you know, trying to get violent out here. Again, like I said to those other ones, what if it was their daughter, their sister, their mother? Would they give a fuck then? So this is the contingent that came out for a peaceful protest that had no conflicts whatsoever throughout the entire fucking march. And then when they go ahead and turn this corner, basically 2 minutes into starting the march, unmarked gray vehicle, which you'll see at the beginning of this stream, and other people are going to be posting up the license plate, threw her to the ground right there and just dragged her and threw her into an unmarked car and sped off with the assistance of the NYPD. So you want to tell me that there's fucking justice in this world?
These men and women, they keep my family safe.
Hey, I got family that's in there. But you got a lot of fucking bad cops too. And no one's speaking up about that. Hey, no, I mean, the good ones need to speak up about the bad cops. And the problem is, the good cops don't speak up about it. They hide their heads, hide their faces. They need to fucking start speaking up. And kidnapping a young woman off the ground, there's no justification for that. And an unmarked vehicle, not even identifying themselves. So you can say they protect, but you don't do that. You fucking don't.
Keep my family safe. Keep my wife and kids safe.
Yeah, if that was your daughter or your wife on the ground, you wouldn't be saying that. Hey, I understand what he's saying, but it's like, I understand, okay, keeping your friends, I understand that shit, but they ain't all these fucking good cops out there. And if they are good cops, they need to speak up about the bad cops. Yeah, they keep his family safe, and I understand that, but if they're good cops, they need to speak up about the bad cops. You know, and there was no call for that. I mean, everyone that saw it, not just me, but like, it was like, what the fuck's going on? It was specifically targeted. Okay, guys, we're gonna go along and see what the fuck's going on up here. I hadn't planned to go live. I actually was just out here getting ready to focus on doing cop watch and shit. If someone could share to NLG, National Lawyers Guild, as well as the Defense Fund, to tell them that they can utilize legal observers out here on the ground as well. I know there was one out here before, but at this point with the specific kidnapping that took place, I think they're going to need a lot of support, because I got a feeling NYPD is going to get a lot more aggressive right now. And whoever it was in that unmarked vehicle that grabbed the woman, that NYPD assisted with her abduction, they still may be around. There may be other vehicles out there like that. Again, like I said, if this stream goes down at this point, unless you know that I'm taking it down, you have to assume that shit's just gone south. And I had actually planned to cut this short, and I was actually getting ready to break off. I was figuring everything was going to be okay. So like I said, basically an unmarked vehicle came up, grabbed the young woman, threw her to the ground, forcibly threw her into the vehicle, and that's at the point where NYPD moved in. So it was a kidnapping by NYPD or some other government agency. And I can see they have here, they have a large number of police with riot shields over at this point, which has got to be where they come from. What the fuck?
Get in the van. Sergeant 1, get in the van.
So basically he's trying to get them to get in their van. Over there you've got more NYPD. Guy with the backpack is probably an undercover with NYPD, so I've got no fucks to give at this point. If you're NYPD and you're undercover, plain clothes, I'm calling you the fuck out now. You don't kidnap an individual out on the street, a young woman. So you have to assume, since NYPD is in the process of kidnapping, assume every one of these individuals fucking take screenshots and share this shit out throughout New York. Go ahead and fucking laugh. If that was your fucking sister, your mother, your daughter, would you be fucking laughing? Grabbing a young woman off the ground, letting someone throw her to the fucking ground, throwing her in a truck? Is that what the fuck you took this job for? Yeah, go ahead and fucking ignore it. Fucking assholes. Yeah, remember my fucking face. You can bring up the file down at 1PP. And you'll know, don't fuck with me. If you do, you're gonna have a lot more shit trouble than you got right now. So keep ignoring the fucking shit. Come on, come on. So basically these guys, May March is up there. I'm gonna go ahead and find out the assholes. So you got two choices, either NYPD did the kidnapping or Trump's got his people here, Homeland Security, doing kidnappings with the assistance of NYPD. And currently what I'm looking at is only one helicopter above. There was no helicopter before. But currently, I really don't give a fuck about a lot of things right now. If someone can go ahead and take screenshots of right at the beginning of this live stream and then share that out, that they kidnapped a woman off of the streets. Okay guys, I'm gonna try to catch up to where the group is right now. And they know they're up ahead because of all the police cars and the lights going on up there. Anyone who happens, dudes. So anyone that's a plainclothes officer, I'm gonna point them out and we're gonna start calling these motherfuckers out. Every fucking vehicle, And it was a gray van vehicle just like that. And as you can see, all of them are rushing up. As well as all the bike cops. Sorry guys, walking, but you don't see an NYPD kidnapping of a young woman happen every single day. Basically, there was a small march going on, peaceful all the while. It came out, unmarked gray van, something like that. Actually pulled up, grabbed the woman, threw her to the ground, dragged her into the vehicle.
Right out of nowhere.
Yes.
Like a gray unmarked van stopped. 3 dudes came out in plain clothes, tackled her to the ground.
And then the police helped to protect that van doing that.
Yes, and then they made sure that the van had a getaway.
It's either NYPD or it's that Homeland stuff with Trump.
There's such of attention for literally a protest of what, 30 people, maybe 50?
It makes no
Still
fucking
chasing
sense.
something.
I know, that's what I'm going to find out, but it's like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean,
It just seems a bit over the edge, over the top.
they specifically targeted the person.
Yeah.
It was intentional.
Yeah, like you knew who she was, where she was going or something, but still, you don't need to do all that.
Nah, it's either that or to create an incident that they knew would excite the crowd to give them an excuse. It is.
Way to waste more tax dollars on a chase for what?
Hey, I've been saying that for a long time. It's like a lot of dollars are getting wasted.
You said nothing.
You too. Okay, so what I can see, basically 2 blocks away from where the shit is going down, it seems. So, definitely federal or NYPD kidnapped the woman off of the streets. Everyone that I've talked to don't know who they are, just individuals on the side, people that were there. 100% agree. It was a kidnapping. It was specifically targeted. And it was either they targeted an individual or they did it as a way to incite an incident. Looks like they're on Broadway between 27th and 26th, and they're on Broadway, but I'm on Madison right now, where it seems like they've surrounded the group that's out here. They used the incident of, the thing is, once NYPD kidnapped that woman, they're using that as an excuse to escalate the situation. And as you can see, currently, this is the environment right here at East 25th. And as you can see, they're making more arrests over here. Hey guys, I need you to share it out now. I need you to share it on every news outlet's event page,
I don't feel wrong about this.
group page, for every media outlet. Let them know we're at Madison and East
I
25th.
don't feel like this is no wrong.
One, that they kidnapped a woman
Bloodshot.
initially.
Bloodshot. Activate your camera, you cover him. What y'all doing?
Back off!
Keep recording it.
Okay, they definitely need legal support. They're arresting people on the sidewalks as well. So they were specifically targeting individuals in addition to the woman that was abducted at the beginning of this. On 2nd Avenue, they abducted a woman, threw her into an unmarked gray vehicle by force. That's what started all of this. And now they seem to be targeting everyone else around. I need you to share this out. Guys, this is no time to be timid. Share it out on Twitter. Make sure to share it out to ABC, NBC, New York One, Democracy Now! Blast it on their Facebook pages for those media outlets, letting them know that this started with NYPD kidnapping a woman off the streets in an unmarked vehicle.
Record him. Record him.
I've got it.
Stay there the whole time. The whole time.
I got it. Now someone's telling me to stay here. It's like, that is the reason. I know what I'm doing. Okay, currently they're bringing in other officers right now to my left. I got it.
No, go in the bed.
Got it. It was definitely a targeted arrest and every other arrest afterwards.
Why are they moving this way now?
All right.
Did you message out to NLG there was one legal
Watch
observer
everyone.
here?
Watch him over right here. Watch him. Watch him.
As soon as I stop
what's your
streaming, I'm
birthday?
going to message Susan at NLG and then Joel at NLG.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Yo, watch him.
Actually, I just realized that. Come on.
Yo, stupid.
Okay, everyone that knows me, I need you to message Susan at NLG, National Lawyers Guild, as well as Joel, Andy anyone you know that's part of the National Lawyers Guild, message them and let them know that this group needs legal support, legal observers, as well as they're probably going to need court support. They're also probably going to need jail support as well. I'm not sure if, in terms of logistically figuring out where they're being taken. Hey Ben, hey Julie. Could you guys message NLG, let them know this is happening at Madison and East 25th. It initially started over on 2nd Avenue where a woman was abducted in a gray van, unmarked gray van, by either NYPD or one of the other agencies that Trump has been using in Portland. Not sure because there was only the one van, but it did happen, and consensus among anyone who's seen it is that it was an abduction. You can see it at the beginning of this. It was specifically targeted at the individual out there, and I'm not sure who these guys right here in the red tie. and the guy with the red, white, and blue, they're the ones who specifically were working on targeting the individuals because they were over at Washington Square Park. Guys, take screenshots as well of any of the NYPD that you see in suits and plain clothes. Those are the ones who are making the decisions on the ground. White shirts and the ones in plain clothes. And this is the reason why I use Facebook versus Instagram.
Got to go to the database. That's not about that. That's not. Okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear.
So this was strategically done with that initial arrest, and then also pushing the group back and the subsequent arrests taking place here. I don't have a count on the numbers right now. I'll try to get that. But like I've been saying, hey Leslie, I don't know if you've watched it from the beginning of the stream. What started it is the march was marching on the 2nd Avenue when an unmarked gray vehicle similar to this Suburban pulled up. Two guys got out, threw a woman to the ground, dragged her into the vehicle. Of course, everyone's going to go to her defense. NYPD started pushing and protecting the vehicle so that they could pull it out. Don't know if it's NYPD or if it's the same people that have been in Portland since there was only the one vehicle, but it was specifically targeted at her. And from that moment forward, that's when NYPD pulled in with all of these forces. And what you're looking at is only half the number of NYPD that's within the area. The march itself was about 50 people. And it had been peaceful the entire time until they forcibly kidnapped the woman in an unmarked vehicle. The people who grabbed her had no law enforcement insignia whatsoever. They were in plain clothes. So as far as anyone was concerned, she was being kidnapped off the street by two white guys. NYPD went ahead to defend that vehicle, which tells you it's either NYPD or it's somehow connected with Homeland Security, federal in one way or another. Either way, it was specifically targeted at the individual. For one, either they wanted that individual out of the way. Two, they were using it as a reason to escalate a situation so that they could actually come down and force. This way, they could try to discourage other people from coming out. My response to that is, after what you see here, you need to come out in larger force. Basically, they fucked themselves up. You need to come out and say, this shit will not be tolerated in New York City. It won't be tolerated in America. It's like the idea of joining the Serve and Protect. I know people who join the force, not just here, other places, because of the shit that happened in their neighborhood. I understand that. The problem is, once they get inside, they become blind to all the other shit going on. I'm going to be until this is over. What do you need?
How are you? John, how are you?
Director of activism there. So I just want to, I know what you're doing, obviously.
No,
So,
and I recognize you.
yeah, I was at Occupy.
Yeah, that's your outreach working group with everyone there, and then Trinity, Occupy Goldman Sachs.
So I mean, I basically just heard your breakdown of how that site, so you obviously have a certain authority and knowledge. You saw, I mean, I didn't know that in the car when I arrived.
That happened on 2nd and like 30th, I think it was. Or I think it was 30th, but it was on 2nd. They'd taken a break. They'd been there for about 40 minutes. Then it's basically going from here, leaving the space, and right where that mailbox is, turning the corner. And as soon as they turn the corner, that's when this gray car like that pulled up. Two guys, white guys, and it didn't make a difference what color their skin was, but they got out. They grabbed threw her to the ground and then dragged her in there, and NYPD came to her defense. A woman that was part of the march. There was no reason for it.
So it could have been Homeland Security.
It could have been, but the whole thing is that should not have happened. This march has been peaceful all this time, but it also gave them the excuse to move in with force, which is something that they had to,
They did swiftly, and it
by
was,
kidnapping the woman.
it was just.
The what? I have no idea. I don't know anything, so asking me that stuff would be like irrelevant. I intentionally don't know certain things over
So
time.
basically, to get to the point, CAPS is basically dedicated to giving social activists and independent media a platform to broadcast these events. So, you'd be absolutely perfect. I don't know if you could
Look on
download it.
Facebook, Mark Apollo,
Yeah.
APOLLOA, or if you type in Apollo and then Occupy OWS.
Mark Apollo.
Yeah.
So can I shoot you just some info and?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But like I said, even if you can't find it, if you go to photos by Mark Apollo, that'll bring it up. But my Facebook page has me on it, and if you have been with Occupy and you still some of that network, some friends with a few people, say Apollo with Occupy, they'll know.
Yeah,
That's if you can't find it.
I'm looking for like a star extremer who knows the whole political and social dimension.
It's out of habit, it's off and on.
Are you on camera or?
No, usually I'm not on camera, out of habit. If I'm doing stuff like Stringer or for Roughly, which is not streaming but separate, yes, sometimes they want it where you're doing those, but normally I'm off camera. It's just documenting as it happens. I don't do the writing I should be doing.
Right.
It would be nice if other people can actually add that content.
Well, pass the torch too, a little bit. Yeah.
Well, that's it.
We only broadcast for now from Portrait, but that could switch.
Okay.
Yeah. No, your stick can.
Oh, yes.
Switch to Portrait. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I overheard you. I would love to have you on. It would be amazing.
No,
I'll show
message me for sure.
Okay.
Like I said, Mark Apollo, you'll see my face on there too, so you'll know it's me.
All right, Mr. Apollo, thank you.
Hey. Talking to someone regarding media and streaming, which is good. I'm always looking to make sure that more people are reached in terms of what's going on. As I was saying, they're definitely going to need jail support. They're definitely going to need legal support in order to determine what precinct they're being taken to. I know who to ask. 9 out of 10 times the person's going to tell me the truth. Or 8 out of 10 times they're going to tell me the truth. In this situation, that's a give or take. But we're going to see what happens. But definitely, as you're sharing this, lead off with the fact that the woman was kidnapped. And like I said, go to the beginning of the live stream and take a screenshot of that with the van, the license plate, and use that when you're sharing out the stream. And I think the individuals that grabbed her, their faces are in there also when they're in the van. Go ahead and do that. And tag National Lawyers Guild as well as the Defense Fund, ACLU as well. And then also definitely put out a call in your comments about mobilizing a larger thing. You know, guys, I'm more interested in the white shirts and the suits right now. And you see the guy with the glasses, he looks very satisfied, which means it was part of an objective of what they were doing. Like I said, I had intended to actually go off. All of them look happy. So it was intentional in order to incite a situation so that they could have this happen. The rank and file officers, them smiling isn't really relevant in this situation. They don't know in reality the reasons behind it. But I'm letting you know the reasons behind it was strategic. And if you don't believe that, look at the arrest during Occupy on Wall Street and a number of others where they specifically targeted individuals to create an incident and disrupt crowds. Hey, Jackie. Also, share this to Rise and Resist for me because if I can get online, I'll do it, but actually I'm not going to be able to do it right now. But definitely share it to Rise and Resist, Global Resistance Media, which is a group. Rise and Resist is a group. Bashback, if anyone's on there. Cop Watch. And my suggestion is that starting tonight, including the jail support, there should be a conversation going on about mobilizing a massive march in response to this, especially the kidnapping of the woman. That in itself says that Trump and his people are already here, and you need to have a massive force to actually make that statement and wipe the smirk off of guys like the one in the glasses back there. And if you guys don't feel like you can do it, I'm more than happy to go ahead and do it. Worst thing that's going to happen, they lock me away for 100 years. 100 years, I come out and fuck this shit up again.
Are you good? Big guy, just do me a favor, just get down. Well, I don't want people to come. Who cares? It's not illegal. Is it? No, I don't think it is. Don't make it the law. Is it illegal? I think it's illegal.
Let Gangalore know that they fucked up my foot on my knee. They're taking me down to the fucking ground.
So they fucked up his foot and his knee.
I'm Romeo Ramini.
Romeo Ramini?
Okay, if someone's already messaged Susan, Joel, or anyone at NLG, let me know here. Thanks for letting me know that. I wasn't sure on that aspect of it. I was actually streaming over a different platform originally, and I switched over to Facebook Live intentionally. And someone, when you get a chance, screenshot those two guys in the gray and just find out their names for me, where they live, what departments, their families, everything else. I just want to wipe the stupid smirk off their face because he's too happy with everything, and I think he needs to be taken down. And this guy who thinks he's an urban cowboy with his hands on his hip and his badge. So those individuals right there, guys. Yep, those are the guys. And the guy over there was at Washington Square Park logistically. Remember I told you guys at Washington Square Park that they were pointing out and specifically figuring stuff out on their phones? That's one of the guys that was standing over there. Not the skinny ass fuck over there, but the big guy with his arms crossed now. That's how I knew they were planning something. I didn't expect this. You live, you learn. So what was going on and what I was filming at Washington Square Park, plus this, add that to any training videos you guys are doing about who the players are. And I've just been streaming for the last year and a half. I haven't organized anything intentionally. It's just sort of like been a symbiotic relationship. Don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you. Today they crossed the fucking line again. And just enough's enough. So let's fuck with them. And let's wipe the smile off of every one of their motherfucking faces. So the guy in the red suit, I don't know if he's connected through City Hall. It's definitely not federal. Federal dresses a lot better. And I don't see anyone. This guy over here with his sneakers, yeah. He actually has a weakness because he's actually chewing something right now. And God forbid he got it mixed up with something else. He should know better than to do that. And also share the photos out so people actually recognize them no matter where they're going. Not the rank and file guys, but the actual guys in regular clothes and shit. Those are the ones you need to go after. It's sort of like chess. You don't go after the pawns per se. You go after the other line. And for any of the NYPD that might be watching right now at 1PP or any of the others, sorry guys, you fucked up today. You fucked up big time. The city was having a ton of peaceful protests, so when you wonder why people are out in the streets, really? Okay, so they're pushing them back for some reason.
You fucking cracker, piece of shit.
Yo, you could have just told us where to stand instead of being like, yo, push me.
It's not illegal to be on the sidewalk. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, go right there. You know how much that fucking shit costs?
We're not causing no problems, man. Why you telling me?
Actually, I'll actually share the designs for actually new shields. So if anyone feels like creating their own shields, I think it's about time to do that. Like I said, I have no fucks to give after what I saw happen over there. And these guys allowed that woman to get kidnapped like that. Nope. If they want a new American Revolution, let's have it.
Have you seen the New York Times footage on you?
Both sides of my family are descendants from those, one part of it, sorry. One part of my family, members that were part of the Sons of Liberty. Another part that fought in the American Revolution was also there when the Constitution was signed. So, as far as the original 13 colonies in America is concerned, we will fuck your shit up if you fuck up what this country is supposed to be about. And fuck Trump. But what it was originally founded on, you guys are turning your backs on that. And you know I don't care if anyone on this stream agrees or disagrees with me on it, but this ain't what it's supposed to be. And the fact that they're doing this, if this was Italy or Spain, the officers would have put their batons down and joined the protest. But then again, that's a whole different world. They've had to deal with their liberty and fighting for it a hell of a lot longer than we have here. So maybe it is time for that second American Revolution. Was it Jackson who said a little revolution every once in a while is a good thing? Really? Really?
We're on the sidewalk. Why? It's not illegal to be there. Is it? Tell me, is it?
I was talking to one of the suits over there that I recognized from God knows how long. I know he saw me. They always see me.
He said to move right here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, we're not touching you.
Okay, they're still arresting, putting people into the van over here currently. So I would estimate 3 vans, people in each one. We're over Madison and East 25th. Since there's more than one, it's either going to be 1 pp downtown, or it's going to be 7 is what I'm guessing is where they're going to take them. But that's just a guess. But that's just based on the number and what they've been doing recently. And that's because the 7th has larger holding cells and a lot more than any other precincts. Thanks for sharing, guys. Again, if you'll look, I'll give you guys a recap. The march started with a press conference downtown early this morning. Proceeded with a series of marches and starts. The last stop was, I believe, 30th, but at 2nd Avenue. They were there for about 40 minutes, maybe an hour. The march started off, and basically not just 2 minutes into it as they turned the corner, an unmarked gray vehicle, similar to the Suburban right there, but it was gray, pulled up. 2 men, white, and it doesn't matter the color of their skin, but 2 men jumped out.
Who pays taxes here?
Grabbed a woman, threw her to the ground, didn't handcuff her anything, threw her to the ground, dragged her into the unmarked vehicle, and tried to speed off. The police ended up protecting the vehicle. So, a woman getting kidnapped, the NYPD assisted in that kidnap. They didn't expect anyone to respond. Is that the whole thing when someone's getting kidnapped? It's one of 2 reasons. 1, she was targeted specifically. 2, they did it because they were trying to create a situation where they could escalate things. There were maybe about 30, maybe 50 people marching. The number of police you see out here is about 1/3 of the police and stuff that showed up at that incident on 2nd Avenue. They started forcing people out, and they started doing the arrests over here at Madison and 25th again, where you see us at. They definitely need jail support. They need legal support, and I'm assuming that people have already reached out to National Lawyers Guild. There was 1 legal observer on site, but I haven't seen them for a bit, so that's the reason why I'm definitely telling you guys to go ahead and reach out. Got the other ones hiding over there behind the bus.
You got his name?
Oh, his name? Oh, CENTORE. Probably at some point, 318-54.
This one too is Rivera.
Rivera?
Yeah, make sure you get his number.
What's the number? 26688. That had to do with the incidents of them pushing the group back on the corner. Okay, so everyone, my plans were actually to be on a Greyhound bus tomorrow morning to go to a farm and actually finish up a construction project and a garden I was working on. Anyone from the garden that happens to be watching right now, I'm sorry, I'm delaying that for a day or 2 because of the shit that just happened. So instead of relaxing, looking at fireflies and night gardening and stuff, I just get the feeling I need to be here for the next 2 days to help with formulating a response to all of this bullshit. And I guess the old days are back again. Ah, fuck. You know, Never changes. Okay, this is the asshole I was talking about. Him and his other partner. Yeah, he's wiping his eye now as if that means something. It's like, really? As if I would be nervous about that? I mean, he can look at my file and know I'm not going to be nervous about whatever. I mean, how thick is my file now in 1PP?
Oh, you need exercise too, all of you. Fucking fat fucks.
So, any of these guys I'm playing, so it's like, yeah, if I get arrested, I get fucking arrested. Big deal. It's like, I really don't have I don't really have any fucks to give on a lot of stuff. Okay, the regular suits I'm not worried about because I'm used to those suits. It could be a mix. Some could be City Hall. Some are higher up from 1PP. Some are with the NYPD intelligence group. It's a mix of them. Okay, I gotta talk to NLG to see what's going on.
No, I know they're okay, but you gotta make sure that you know.
Okay. Did you guys put out a call to like Susan and anyone? Okay. Yeah, because I hadn't seen any. I know around, but then I didn't see anyone, so I was just like telling people to contact and let them know. And were you able to get a? The initial incident happened. It's on 2nd, I believe 30th. And 2nd, that's when a gray unmarked vehicle pulled up. It's suburban, I'll say, but it was like the Suburban there, gray, pulled up, and the march had just turned the corner. They just started, and I wasn't on the side, but I could see from an angle they threw the woman to the ground. Other people in the car that were there said they saw the same thing. They threw her to the ground and then forcibly dragged her into the vehicle. The people who dragged her in there had no uniform, no identifying marks. So I wasn't close enough to see if there was a badge or anything on the side.
I think they were wearing a vest and they had something written on the vest. I don't know if it's the same people, but I saw people
Okay.
wearing vests and they had something.
Well, the ones at the vans, I didn't see that.
Those were the people from the van. That's what I
Okay.
saw. But I think there was someone from the same group.
I've been like running around trying to find people.
And I know a couple of people who got photos, and I know at the beginning of this live stream, because I started a new stream when I saw this shit happening, and I walked over, and my friend Leslie, she was saying, or Rob, said it's like the beginning will be available once I stop streaming. So you can get at least a look, because I know I was on this side, and I could see in the van, the door hadn't been closed yet. So that side at least I could see, so I'll see if they had a vest going on. Apollo, if you tell Susan Apollo, she'll know exactly, because I'll be looking at this right afterwards to see, and yeah, definitely. Anytime I'm around, if you guys are out of something, even if you just know around, even if you don't end up seeing me and you think I might have gotten because of this, just tell Susan to give Apollo, message Apollo, or Joel, I don't know if you know Joel. Well, there's a few others, but if you say Apollo, they'll know and they'll be able to get a hold of me. No problem. Okay, so, second, they were, no, hold on. I think they were going to Bryant Park after that. But they were all the way on this side, and sometime later all the way up by the Blasio, the park there, but I think Bryant was the next place. But they got forced back. There was pepper spray that was used, and everything else out there. Do you know if they're being taken to like Center Street or like 7th Precinct at this point? Okay. Let me see who's around. What time is it now? What time is that now? 6:40. 6:40. So I walked up. So figure 5:30, between 5:30. Yeah, say 5:30. Thereabout. Let me see who is around and I might be able to. Okay. So we're going to be in the process of having some serious shit go down over the next couple of days because of these assholes. So this is the contingent over here. So basically, as far as me getting arrested over the next couple of days, that's a very high probability. Because I'm going to be shifting from not so much media as to organizing or helping to formulate a response to all of this. And some people may not be down for it, but I'm just tired. And unmarked vehicles kidnapping young women off the street, I'm definitely not down for that. And if that had to do with the same type of people that Trump have in Portland, shit should not be happening here. If it was NYPD, shit should not be happening. They threw her to the ground doing nothing, just turning the corner. It was specifically targeted and grabbed and threw her in there. That's the same thing that the secret police in Russia were doing. Same thing that they did in Germany. Same shit that happened in Egypt. This is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. The Constitution. Where in the Constitution or any of that does it say that that type of shit is right? And it's not all Trump's fault. That's a systemic mentality that's developed over time. And I told you guys before, after the Berlin Wall went down, about 8 years after that, a lot of the ex-KGB actually came to the U.S. and ended up working for different law enforcement. I know for a fact in Jersey, I know in New York, I know in Chicago. And I'm pretty sure they were involved in other places to learn different tactics. So, I think that any action should be wiped the smirk off their smug little faces. And that should be one of the objectives. Because I've watched too many of them. And the guys you saw with the gray, those are the ones. That guy over there that thinks he's, you know, Texas Ranger, hands on his hips, hand on the gun, walkie-talkie, badge on his belt. Ain't seen nothing yet. So everyone talks about protests, talks about actions, making a statement. It's no longer Apollo live streamer. This is Apollo with Occupy Wall Street. OWS SPOG, Millions Mass March. And on however you guys know me out there, let's see all of you put all your differences aside. If you guys can't mobilize a response to all of this between now and tomorrow, then you're never going to win the fucking fight. No excuses, no ifs, ands, or buts, no worrying about media coming out. If you need blueprints for shields, I'll get you blueprints for shields. Everyone knows I don't condone violence. It's not my thing. But taking over space and holding your space is something you need to do. You basically have to draw a line in the sand at a point, no more. And this is the point. Everyone was out in the fucking streets when all this shit hit the fan. You need to get out there now. Okay guys, I'm in a really, really, really fucking pissed off mood right now. This is the shit that most of the media outlets aren't covering. That's why I said share it out to every news outlet that's out there on their Facebook pages, on their websites, anywhere they allow you to post all the shit that happened. Because all those cameras that were over at the press conference were not along on this. And I basically want to keep every one of these motherfuckers busy for the next couple of days. They said he got all that money, let's put that money in that overtime to work. And if they push back harder. Again, guys, I want to make this clear to anyone on here. I've noticed a bunch of Facebook requests coming through. I appreciate it. I'm not in the business of looking for Facebook fans as far as things go in terms of like friends on Facebook. So I'm not going to approve any requests until I actually look at your profile, look at everything. There's got to be a valid reason. If not, it doesn't mean I'm going to delete it, but I'm going to wait until I can verify who you are, you say you are. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take the stream down right now. And then we're going to see about getting some shit done. Thanks for joining in. Solidarity forever. See you guys on the streets.